Hey everybody, my name is Tang and I represent a company called Jag Precision, and the topic today is our proprietary items ruining airsoft. Okay, so going after what airsofters want is sort of a double-edged sword. The problem in this and other hobby or enthusiast driven sports and industries is that when you go the route of revolution, either you're going to take the market by storm and everyone bases what they do to support or follow your brand around, or you're just so far ahead of your time that you just fizzle out and die. And a lot of the good ideas that are out there aren't always at the right time or going to be a commercial success. It's often the people that come in afterwards that do it better or tweak it a little bit that you'll really hit your stride with that concept. Oftentimes, and my competing manufacturing buddies and other companies will agree, sometimes what people say they want is just a tiny niche or a small niche, or is highly impractical for a larger market. I'll give you an example for both. Take, for example, the early days of airsoft. The premier gas blowback pistol makers in Japan would be like KSC, Tokyo Marui, and Western Arms. For younger people out there that don't know, Western Arms was the most highly regarded of those brands. They use higher quality plastics and are super realistic finish, great weight, and they did offer a lot of innovations. And you'll find like a huge aftermarket support for them, but it was all high-end stuff. So you'd have stuff like Airsoft Surgeon, Prime, and all those things. Slide kits costing upwards of $1,000 one-off type deals. And then you had Tokyo Marui, who's generally speaking high quality as well, but more middle of the road. The materials weren't as nice, however, fully functional and very skirmishable. You'll find that Marui won out, if there was even a competition, in the market just because they were more accessible. The price was good. A lot of people started basing what they design around the Marui platforms, particularly the high Kappas. Berettas were up there too, Glocks of course. And so that's how Marui gained popularity as far as gas blowbacks as a go-to brand. Now we kind of look back upon it as Marui being the gold standard for pistols, both in terms of performance and build quality and the price points. And because of that, it's what makes it keep going. It pumps that lifeblood into it. It makes people create products that support it, aftermarket improvement parts, replacement stock parts, and so on. And why you don't hear about Western Arms much anymore outside of Japan. Likewise, a lot of the airsoft companies, including the ones I represent, we do mimic the platforms that other people have innovated and try to make it our own flavor or make it something that's more suited for the mass market. So now let's look at another example in the 9mm AR style platforms. We call them PCCs, but I'm not going to break the terms down. It's popular in America just because it's a real platform that's easy and cheap to shoot. In airsoft, a lot of people took the style because they're looking for something new, something different. A remix of old favorites without having to change up too much. So a lot of them still use V2 gearbox and so on. And everyone's made their own version, but the one that really was embraced, I think, would be more like the GNG style, like the ARP9. And that's because they went the evolutionary route. They kind of designed a good magazine and a good ecosystem to support it. They didn't change it up so much that you can't do much with it. These guns are customized by all kinds of people, all kinds of players to different levels, and I think that's a good thing. Classic Army kind of followed suit as well, in that they use the same kind of magazine, so you're not digging through proprietary magazines like some of the platforms have. Where the proprietary innovations kind of really fall flat is when you have so much going on that you're locked into that ecosystem of parts and support that can be a killer for a new platform. Unless the marketing and stuff supports it, kind of like what Kevin said in his earlier episodes about, following Apple, for example. Unless you put that level of education and outreach to the people about the platform, it would take a lot for people to warm up to it before they embrace a brand new thing out of the box. So at the end of the day, the arguments I've seen over and over again, especially for people on forums like Reddit, is if you release something innovative, then people are gonna either be hard to accept something that's so new that there's no information out there, and you have to rely on some pioneering individuals to take it apart and discover all the things that we now take for granted in platforms we do love. And if you kind of go the safe and traditional route, or just kind of copy something else completely, then you're going to get hated on just for lacking innovation. So it works both ways. I think finding the balance between evolution and revolution is what will keep things fresh in our airsoft world. All right, guys, thanks for listening along. Hopefully you found my input useful, or at least kind of explains why companies do what they do a little bit better. Have a great day, stay safe, and you can follow us on our social media, Jag Precision and Echo One USA, or on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks for your time.